a sight for my soul.
Hello my dears, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pamela and I put out beauty related videos sometimes. So today's video is going to be a really fun eyeshadow look featuring, if I can get it, featuring the e.l.f. times JKissa to the Rescue palette. I absolutely love JKissa, and this palette is definitely out of my comfort zone, but I justified this purchase because I don't have anything like this in my collection. I don't have any colorful rainbow eyeshadow palettes or anything crazy, and I loved everything behind this palette. If you're unaware about it, I'm gonna leave her video linked down below so you could watch it in its entirety. I will say I'm a little bit bummed that she hasn't put out any videos using her eyeshadow palette, because I would totally love to copy one of her looks. If you're unfamiliar with JKissa, she is an incredibly creative, talented makeup artist. Even though I'm more of like a neutral, like everyday makeup kind of look girl, I absolutely adore her creativity. And I just, like I said, I loved everything about this palette. So if you haven't seen this palette, this is basically a rainbow palette. And like I said, I don't have anything like this in my collection, and so that's why I justified my purchase. And then at the same time, I love JKissa and I wanted to support her and her cause, because if I'm not mistaken, part of the proceeds of this did go to an animal charity. It also came with a sticker sheet. The entire palette was completely white, and my daughter and I decorated it together. She put some stickers up in the front, and then I put some on the back as well. We had a lot of fun doing this, and this was something new and exciting that I had never done before with the palette. So I loved that little touch of detail. Nobody's palette is ever gonna look the same. We're all gonna have different palettes, and overall I'm very happy with this purchase, because you know, sometimes we buy stuff and we just like sit back and think like, why did I buy that? No, not with this one. This one definitely like is one that I've been enjoying a lot, and every time I sit down to do my makeup with this palette, I always venture out and do something fun. Like I said, today's eye look is giving me like Little Mermaid vibes. I contemplated on doing a one palette for a week using this palette, and contemplated because my idea for the one palette for a week was something that I absolutely loved doing. It does take a lot of work for me to do that, because I am filming, you know, pretty much 5 different looks Monday through Friday, and also editing and posting them Monday through Friday, and they didn't do as well as I'd hoped they would. Not saying that that's a bad thing, because this is, you know, for my love of makeup, but if people are not really interested, then, you know, I probably wouldn't do them. Maybe I can do like a 3 looks, 1 palette. Let me know what you'd like to see. I don't know. I'm in the creative like mode right now, and since I just got a rainbow palette, like I'm inspired to create. So let me know what your thoughts are on that, and I would love to create something, you know, for you. So yeah, let me know. I think that's all the babbling I've got going on today, so let's just get right into this. Yes. Okay, so I've already primed my eyelids with just a little bit of powder, or concealer and powder. First shade I'm going to go into is Paloma, and it is the most beautiful mustardy, transition-y, like yellow in the palette. For my particular skin tone, it looks awesome as a transition shade, so I've been using this one every time I use this palette. Next up, I'm going to grab the shade Sadie, and it's a beautiful matte purple. However, I have noticed a tiniest bit of sparkle in it, but it definitely comes off of as a matte shade. And I'm using that same brush that I initially started with, and I am just packing this on the outer part, or the outer corner of my eye. I switched over to a smaller MAC 217 brush, and I am still using that same purple shade to pack in the inner corner. I initially wanted this to be like a purple halo eye, but I obviously eventually branched out and used more color, but I am just packing this slowly but surely. This is definitely one of those shades that you want to take your time with packing on, because it sort of blends away if you pack too much, but nonetheless it is a beautiful purple. It just needs a little bit of finessing, if you may say. Also, if you can hear my AC unit in the back, it's hot in here, and I'm not sorry that it's on. So if you hear it, well, you know that I am sitting here comfortably in this cold room. Now I'm just using this clean Coastal Scents fluffy brush to blend any harsh lines out. That purple and yellow actually mixed really well together and sort of created like a brown transition-y shade color. However, I do go in and pick up just a little bit more purple to intensify the purple in the crease. Like I said before, this purple, you kind of have to work with it a little bit slowly, just so that it builds up nicely, because if you put too much on at a time, then it's just going to blend away to nothing. Now I'm going to go back into Paloma, and I am just reapplying this same brush that I was just using. Since I lost a little bit of that yellow, I wanted it back into that crease. I think that these two colors pair beautifully together, and I absolutely am loving this color combination. Now for a little added definition, I'm going to go into Pretty Girl, and I just packed this on the very outer edge of my eye, and of course the innermost part of my eye. However, to be honest, I actually eventually end up kind of covering that up. So if you want to skip this step, you totally could. I figured since I filmed it, I might as well just include it in the footage, but honestly, I kind of end up covering that up later on, and you'll see when I do it. Now I'm just grabbing a very small crease brush. This is like the most perfect like brush for like hooded eyes, and I am just taking that and sort of blending everything out. And then I switched back to that Coastal Scents brush that I was using earlier to again further blend everything out. Now I'm going to take the shade Confetti, and I'm just using my finger, and I am popping that right in the center of the eyelid. I don't want to say I was disappointed with this shade. I wondered if maybe I thought it was going to be like brighter or more sparkly than it looked, but I end up doing something else, and it made me think that maybe it's like more of a wearable purple, and I was just expecting like some sort of like boom purple or something, but other than that, it's still a beautiful shade. Then I took a little bit more of Sadie, and this is what I'm talking about. I totally covered up Pretty Girl, that darker purple I used. So like I said, you can totally skip Pretty Girl and just use nothing but Sadie for this look. So then I went into the shade Bailey, and I barely tapped into this shade. I just wanted like a tiny bit more of something. And as you could see, this is definitely like almost like an eyeshadow topper type of formula, because there's like a little bit of glitter or hints of like blue or purple glitter in this shade. And I thought that's exactly what I needed, and it made this eye look come out beautiful in my opinion. As you could see, I did all of my face makeup off camera, and I went in with this AOA Studio gel eyeliner. This is from Shop Miss A brand, and these are okay. Not the best in my opinion, but it got the job done. Then I went into the shade Peaky on this little teeny tiny like flat definer brush, and I just went ahead and smudged that pretty much the entire lash line, as you could see here. Then I picked up the shade Tank on a small pencil brush, and I wanted to smudge this as close to that lash line as possible, and I only took it to about halfway. Then I went in with Paloma, and I just used this very like flimsy fluffy brush to sort of blend everything out. And as you could see, I'm sort of tying Paloma to the top part of the eye as well, just so it's like one whole cohesive look. Then I felt like I needed to use Regan at this point because I needed more sparkle on that lower lash line, and so I brought that in like halfway from the half point of my eye into the inner corner, and as you can see, that was like the best decision ever. I think this looks absolutely stunning. And then last but not least, I went in with Firefly, and I used that as my inner corner highlight. And again, I think all three of these like color families just complement each other so well. And then of course I went in with a ton of mascara. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So hopefully you enjoyed today's little video. I'm so happy again to be back in this space, just creating, having fun with makeup. Even though I am doing this at like, what time is it? 10:30 p.m. and I'm about to go take off all of this makeup. It's a lot of fun for me. I love sitting here. I was actually listening to, you know, a couple of YouTubers I like to watch while I was doing my makeup, and it just put me at ease. Like, it's a really fun way to like wind down, and I'm very, very happy to be back. If you're curious on my lips, I am wearing the ColourPop x Delilah. This was the Make-A-Wish foundation collaboration, and this is in the shade JJ. It's just a beautiful like mauve-y like gloss. I mean, it just looks like a Your Lips But Better color, but I absolutely adore it, and it smells amazing. So yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and spread my love for makeup, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye bye.